All right, so that's it. Abel Ilya is still with us. I know you're a very busy man, and we're about to let you go, but I just want to ask quickly, and I know that the club has been disappointed with the way things have started with the CAF club competition and the league. But with some of these decisions, do you think the players will still give their best in the long run?
Yeah. It's a way of trying to make them know their major responsibility. They are professional players, and these are things that they need to know that this is their job, this is their life. They need to put in their 100% because the club, the government always do everything possible to make sure that the players are comfortable, they are very okay. And as far as I'm concerned, the management will always do the right thing to make sure that the club performs very, very well.
All right. Thank you for all you have said on the show tonight. It's a situation that is developing, and we'll keep monitoring. We'll be speaking with Abel Ilya, the team manager of Plateau United. I want to thank you for your time on the show tonight. Okay, so let's move on. Austin Godakwan is still with us. Austin, you listened in, you listened to everything that the team manager just said. What do you make of all that you've heard?
I still stand with my views from yesterday. It's unprofessional. Abel Ilya did a good job, in defending the actions of Plateau United. I didn't expect less from him. But then again, he made a comment that I think still needs some clarity. He says some players are aware and others are not. Those that are not aware that if they don't perform properly, they'll have their salary slashed. What are you going to do about it? And again, he talked about two types of motivation. Motivation is motivation. In most cases, it's positive. It's going to be counterproductive because you have some top players in Plateau United. You slash their salaries. It's an opportunity for them to look elsewhere. And I don't know how they intend to go about this, but if you look at the general look and feel of being a professional, particularly when playing in professional league football, where is this done? I cited Arsenal yesterday. They've not been doing so well. So does it mean that all the players in Arsenal now should be on 10% salaries, or teams that are relegating, even if it's Ghana or South Africa? I don't think it's the way to go. The league is just starting, and a lot of persons are looking up to us to see if we can do those things that speak standards. And this is how you bring private business into it. Because, well, in this case that we're suffering, just because majority of the clubs are owned by government. But no. We should start thinking about doing the right things. We should start thinking about being professional and, keeping up to international standards.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Austin. I don't know if Katie has anything. Like we need to go to today's result. We can go on.
But I just want to quickly say Austin has virtually stepped on everything. But he mentioned something towards the end. Contractual terms, LMC and the club. The LMC has a lot more. Their contract has a lot more to do with conduct and all of that. For the clubs, it has more to do with productivity and performance, because they pay the salary and they want you to give them something in return. See, whichever way you want to place any of these things, for the players, like Austin mentioned, that you said some players know, some players don't know, I think it is your business to sign a contract with somebody and you make sure that that person understands what he or she is signing with you. Now, but
the players cannot be absolved of the responsibility of
their own responsibility,
the terms of their contract.
But Yemi, if I'm in contract with you, the onus also lies on you to help me know.
Spell it out.
Yes, to help me know what I am signing. Because when stories come tomorrow, you know that I know very much what I put my hands into.
Okay.
Now, Yemi, I mentioned something when you gave me a little chance to speak. I said, lacuna, information dissemination in Nigeria is a big issue. This whole thing that he has talked about now, this news started emanating since Sunday evening. And look at we're hearing this today, Sunday evening to today, almost 48 hours. It's a whole lot of vacuum.
I'm trying my best not to make us look like judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, I'm just saying information being put out there.
So let's just leave it the way it is. I'm very sure events will unfold, and
then
we'll also
maybe we'll hear from
clarity.
players.
Maybe the players probably will be bold enough to
Exactly.
come out and say, but let's leave it at that. So let's take a look at what happened today. In the Nigeria Professional Football League, a game was played, was a derby, and just one goal separated both sides. The goal was scored from the penalty spot. Let's quickly give you a confirmation of that result. Eimba, the Aba Elephants, up against their local rivals. That's it. On your screen, 1-0 victory over Abia Warriors. The goal was scored by Samad Kadiri for the Aba Elephants, 1-0. And of course, tomorrow, the one everybody is expecting Rivers United taking on Rangers. Your thoughts quickly on this one before I go to Austin?
On the lighter side, Kadiri kind of was listening to earlier on the show, and we're talking of Kadiri getting the long goal. This is a derby, and it should be as tight as possible. And also, Abia Warriors, also a top side in the NPFL. Results like this reminds us of what the NPFL is all about. And if you had seen the game, you understand it was hard fought by Eimba. And then for tomorrow's game, I think these are games that you keep your fingers crossed to see. Rivers are building up to something, and I'm seeing a team that might just be way special than we expected, or we have seen them this season. For Rangers, always a perennial campaigner when it comes to winning the league or being at that top. So we want to say fantastic. Let's start the NPFL on that sweet note. We've missed it, and we should get games like this to whet our appetite building into.
All right. So let's talk about something that will bring smiles to our faces. The NPFL making giant strides. Austin alluded to it yesterday. Him being in London and still being able to see the games, the picture quality and everything was all right. And today, as mandated, coach of the Super Eagles, all the way in France, Gernot Raw, still able to see that derby, Eimba and Abia Warriors. You know what? Let me get Austin's thoughts. I could see a smile on his face. Let me get his thoughts. And
because I've got questions.
To me, this is good. Of course, it's been mandated to see all of this, to see these games and see players probably you could bring in. But now it's good that you could be in anywhere in the world and still see. I mean, if there's anything you can give the LMC credit for, it's this aspect of allowing us to be able to see the games online, virtually, even though because of COVID-19, a lot of people can't go to the stadium.
Beautiful, and it highlights the power of innovation again, and then of course what we can do with technology. I started my living room here, and I saw the game yesterday between Aqua United and Dakada, and did the same today with the Abia Derby between Eimba and of course Abia Warriors. It was a good game of football. It's also heartwarming to see Coach Gernot Raw, following the league. I mean, when you do things like this and then you start seeing the benefits, you start wondering, why did you delay? Why are you just coming?
Why did it take
why
you this long?
Now? But we're glad that finally the league management company are the beginning to do the right things, and we're making progress with league football. And in no time, it will rub off on the quality of play, because it is already showing on the quality of refereeing. Yesterday, the officiating between Aqua United and Dakada was on point, and it was a female referee, Patience Madu, and she did a fantastic job. She's not just seen in Nigeria, she's watched worldwide through the power of the internet. Today also, we saw a commanding performance by Ferdinand Udo in that match between Eimba and Abia Warriors. You see, it rubs off in a whole lot of ways, and now, before you know it, you can have sponsorship from different parts of the country. It will trigger a lot of, standards from both players, club sides. That's why what Plateau United is defending today is making me think and saying, what are we doing? Because now persons are monitoring. Club sides can easily have deals. Persons in Europe can monitor a player as Samad Kadiri and say, okay, let's invite him for trials, because they know that they have what it takes to monitor players now. And onto the game itself today, beautiful game of football between Eimba and Abia Warriors. Nothing less that you expect from a derby. Eimba going on to win. That's won by a single goal. And Samad Kadri scoring from the penalty spot. He had an opportunity to make it a brace, but missed that chance in the second half. Also, Arit Achibon got a chance to level up for Abia Warriors. They had a sweet counter attack. He started it, it got to him, and then they blew the chance. You know, Coach Imama Makapabo said it clearly that, look, I'm proud of my team. I'm impressed that they could only go down by a lone goal, and it was through the penalty spot because he has so much respect for Eimba. And Eimba, they've been playing, you know, they've been involved in continental football, so that counts for something for them. While Coach Fatah Osho said, look, they needed to come out of their shell after that disappointing loss in Sudan. So when you want to build momentum, you can start with games as these against Abia Warriors. And so they went on to win that one. Next up for them is the impressive Kwara United. And Coach Osho understands that for them to beat Kwara United, they must improve. So I love what I'm seeing with league football in Nigeria. Now I can talk about it. You see, analysis is fluid because I'm monitoring these games. And right after the games, I start calling the coaches, I call the players. That's how we can improve league football in the country. And this is really, really heartwarming.
All right. So that's it. Kade Idris, I know there's something funny you wanted to say. Coach, get out raw, see the games.
I just
on a lighter note.
I just want to ask Coach Geno Raw. It was in the last contract that you will see NPFL games.
Yeah.
But what I don't know now is because there is now a fine line. Hope seeing the games is you can see it from anywhere in the world. Because one of the complaints is you're hardly found here, and the contract wants to help tie you down at least for a good time here. Now we're talking of you watching the NPFL from France.
It's a fine line. We are not going to tread that fine line. We're going to stay on the borderline, Kade. We're going to stay on the borderline.
I think you understand very well.
Let's cut him some slack. Yeah. Let's COVID-19. All right, so that's it. A lot of good talking points from the Nigeria Professional Football League, especially with regards to the innovation of streaming those games, and the LMC have been receiving
you go with times.
A lot of commendation.
And I think this is going with time. See, sometimes maybe change a bit not so acceptable at first. But after seeing how we cut across in this first game, I think a lot of persons are now buying into this.
Okay. All right. So we've talked extensively about this game, but we still have to talk about it. It's not been played yet. It's going to be played tomorrow. So let me quickly ask Austin, Rivers United, Rangers, you've talked about it on Monday. You're still going to talk about it today. With what you have seen from the teams that have played on match day one, what do you expect tomorrow when these two teams square off against each other?
More fireworks. That's what I expect. I was actually expecting some sparks today between Eimba and Abia Warriors. I told you yesterday that would likely see early goals and even late goals. It didn't happen, but yeah, you expect that with a derby such as the Abia derby. But Rivers United and Rangers, you can actually expect the best of league football. Rivers United are enjoying good form in the CAF Confederation Cup. Enugu Rangers, top team, 2016 champions, been there, done that, have a lot of pedigree, carries a lot of tradition, have good followership. That can work for them tomorrow at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium in Port Harcourt. Listen, when Rivers United come out to play, they play good football. When Rangers want to play, they actually can also play good football. So I think we can see, and if it happens that the away team wins, you can't even say it's an upset because Enugu Rangers is a top team in the Nigeria Professional Football League. This season, will make us see if they actually learned from last season. Last season, it was a terrible start for Enugu Rangers. So let's see if they learned anything from that experience. Rivers United, on the other hand, would want to sustain their momentum going into their next match against Bloemfontein Celtic in the CAF Confederation Cup because it was good as your last game. So put all of these together with analysis, you would understand the sort of football we're going to see tomorrow. Top class football we're going to see.
All right. I agree with you, Austin. Any chances of a stalemate with what Austin has said? Both sides, if they do come out to play, they can't really come out. What are the chances of a stalemate?
A very, very huge chance. Rangers can get a away win. Rivers can also win at home. and getting
could also
a point.
end in a draw.
Yes, it could also end in a draw. A stalemate is even more visible for me than either of the teams winning. So it's going to be one of the base of this game is we're going to have a good game. Probably the first 10 minutes might be a bit drab for technical reasons. I don't want to be exposed, but the moment it blows into, it blows up, then you get fantastic game all through to the end. So I'm expecting a good game, and a stalemate is really not far from my thoughts.
Okay. All right, so let's just leave it there. Talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League. Let's go travel abroad and see what is happening. Austin, we're coming to your end right about now. English Premier League. And, of course, while you're talking with us, I know you're also going to be trying to see what is happening elsewhere. I know you'll do that for us. But first, let's take a look at the results, matches that have been played. As we speak, Manchester United is currently played. The game is live, still goalless with Wolverhampton Wanderers. About 37 minutes played. But for the others, it's concluded. Arsenal, whether or not they've turned the corner, time will tell, but they won today. Alexander Lacazette came off the bench, scored. Burnley got a goal from Benny. His first goal in 6 years. The club captain, first goal in 6 years. Southampton and West Ham. I knew this was going to be a draw with the way. Leeds United demystified Sam Allardyce, and it was a blowout. It was target practice.
To see the first goal, a top baller from the defender and the goalkeeper. Yeah. Miscommunication of the highest order. Some people are blaming the goalkeeper, some are blaming the defender, but it was a lack of communication between the two. And after that, there is a way such goals psychologically breaks you
demoralizes
down and demoralizes you and gets you to this point. And for Leeds United, they needed something like this. For Sheffield, that game, I was keenly watching it. As much as I see Sheffield play good football always, the result never goes their way. And today is no different. Burnley, yes, not so bad, but Leeds United started well. We're building on momentum. But look at the result right here. For Arsenal, you just talked about it. Maybe the corner have been turned. Maybe the results are now welcomed out, talking about good results. But time would definitely tell. It was Chelsea, then Brighton. This is something Arsenal has not enjoyed in a long, long while. Two wins on the bounce in the Premier League. Maybe it's time to start singing new song as an Arsenal family or even a football family. Because if you find a good club like this going down, it's not always a good story to write or even to tell. So let's see. For Manchester United, I think they've got enough to get all 3 points at the end.
All right, so we'll leave it at that. We need to go on a break. When we return from that break, we'll get Austin's thoughts on all of these matches and the possibility of seeing a goal in the game between Manchester United and Wolverhampton Wanderers. But we need to go on a break right about now. When we return, we'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
The